Everything just changed for the Boston Red Sox. As Triston Casas went down with a major left knee injury, it seems like the biggest bet of this past offseason for the Boston Red Sox has imploded, leaving them in a worst-case scenario going forward. I'm here to break down all of the updates surrounding Triston Casas' major injury, as well as, again, how this is one of the worst-case scenarios for the Boston Red Sox going forward. We'll break down all of that on this episode of Red Sox Digest, but first, please do remember to subscribe to the channel if you're part of the near 90% currently watching this, not currently subscribed. We do appreciate all the love and support, so again, thank you guys tremendously for everything. But now let's get to it and break down how this is the worst-case scenario for the Boston Red Sox. And this has nothing specifically to do with this season from Triston Casas, but the years past that we've seen and witnessed from Triston Casas involved with this Red Sox organization. Now, the biggest flaw to Triston Casas throughout this point in his career, which has been very short, at least up to this point, he's still very young. He's only, 26 years of age. And on paper and from the years past, what we have seen on the diamond, whether you are a fan, a supporter of the Boston Red Sox, or even someone in the front office like Breslow, Alex Cora, or whoever it may have been, there's a reason Casas was kept around on this Red Sox team. It's because of the overall potential they see in this young man. The ability to possibly hit 40, 45 plus home runs in a single season, drive in 90 to 100, even more RBIs in a single season because he's a big left-handed bat playing first base that has the ability to carry a lot of power as well as hit for a decent average. Now, obviously, up to this point in the year, as we've had multiple conversations about the really lack there of production coming from Triston Casas, as he's batting under 200, 182 to be exact, up to this point in the season. And again, we know Casas hadn't been great, at least offensively, up to this point. But there was always a level of upside. There was always a level of optimism because of this, basically the same reasons as years past. Triston Casas maintains the ability to, again, like we acknowledged earlier, maintain a lot of power at the plate. And if he can control the bat and he goes into the at-bats with good approaches and he works counts and he's able to hit for a decent average, this is someone the Red Sox wanted to be a part of the cornerstone of their franchise, be a major piece going forward for not only 5 but possibly even a decade down the line. And that is why the Boston Red Sox, despite all of the conversations this past offseason about possibly trading Triston Casas to someone like the Seattle Mariners, who at least in the offseason on paper were expected to need more offensive firepower, more powerful bats in that lineup to possibly exchange for a very good pitcher, someone like Bryce Miller, someone like Bryan Woo, one of these younger arms that the Seattle Mariners are holding in that starting rotation that really completes their starting rotation as one of the better in the entirety of the MLB. And yes, it is still early and you can't really say they're the best rotation up to this point in the year, but by the time the All-Star break comes, by the time Logan Gilbert is back and fully healthy, that starting 5 is going to be very, very intimidating regardless of the offense they're going against. And that's why all these conversations were going about. No one really expected the Mariners offense to translate the way it has up to this point, as they are destroying right-handed pitching. And to move Casas there in exchange for one young potential very good bat in exchange for a very, very good young pitcher with a lot of potential seemed like a very, very good idea for both sides. Obviously, it did not happen. The Red Sox bet on Triston Casas and did not want to move him, despite the injury issues witnessed in the past in his career. If you look, in his rookie year, he only played 27 games. He only had 76 at-bats, and again, that is his rookie year. Take it with a grain of salt. The following year, he had 132 games played, and since then, obviously, we have not seen that level of production. Yes, are we going off of one separate year before the current year we are in? Yes. But again, only playing in 63 total games last season is not really what you're expecting from someone you wanted to be your everyday starting first baseman who is going to be able to put up all-star level numbers. And if you're never able to really track that many reps and get on the field for long tenures of time, it's hard to find a rhythm. It's hard to groove. Baseball is a very difficult sport. We saw it with Rafael Devers. He didn't get the introduction time in spring like the rest of the majority of the Boston Red Sox and really the majority of the MLB. So when he comes into the MLB season and he starts 0 for 20 with 17 Ks, yes, you're disappointed, you're upset, and you're not very much confused because, again, these are his first live ABs, his first live reps against other quality players at their position. And so there wasn't much question. But the idea that he wasn't ever going to shape out of it is just something that you would not expect from Devers, because we've seen a lot of games played throughout the entirety of his career from season to season. That has not been the case for Triston Casas. Now, obviously, he started as slow as someone like Rafael Devers this year, and he has not really got it going. Yes, he had 2 back-to-back games with 3-run home runs in the last month or so, but again, that is not going to carry the entirety of the first 33 games for the Boston Red Sox, hitting under 200, not hitting for a whole lot of power, and not really going into at-bats with a whole lot of structure, and just going down relatively quickly and not putting together the best battles at the plate. It's just overall up to this point before the injury has not been a great year for Triston Casas, and now the Red Sox have bet on him. They thought he was going to come out here and be a baller this year and really succeed in this potent Red Sox offense, and it just hasn't happened. So again, it looks like the Red Sox bet on Casas. It hadn't worked up to this point, and now it gets even worse, and there's a little bit of salt placed into the wound as now he goes down for the year with injury. Now, shout out to Chris Colito, as he's going to be sourced and cited on this video a whole bunch, as he went on a spree of tweets that give us all the information we need. He goes on to say, Breslow says the Red Sox don't expect Triston Casas back this season. He will have surgery, quote, all options are on the table, end of quote, regarding first base. And he didn't rule out Devers at this time. Anthony and Meyer moving there is very unlikely. Now, Colito went on to then say, in a subtweet to the original tweet we just cited, Casas has a ruptured patellar tendon, but comprehensive imaging did not reveal any other damage in the knee. It is almost certainly season ending. And that's not the end of it. He went on to finally say, Cora definitively says Devers is the DH and that he doesn't want him to move to first base. So we can rule out Devers moving to first. Roman Anthony as well as Marcelo Meyer both ruled out to go to first base as well, as it seems like they are going to play their well-on positions, whether Meyer's at short or at second base. It seems like those are really the only 2 options, as well as Anthony possibly either being a DH or in the outfield, again, are really the only 2 options on the table for the 2 young prospects. And then when you look at Devers, someone who dug his teeth in, did not want to move from third to DH, and finally accepted the fact that he's going to, is again not going to be moved once again from the Boston Red Sox to first base, at least defensively. So what happens? Well, Romy Gonzalez got to start tonight in the first game since Casas going down with injury at first base, and Romy up to this point in the year in a very minimized and limited amount of at-bats, because he's been playing the role as a really every 3rd day, every 4th day type of guy, as well as a pinch hitter when need be, has been pretty damn good, hitting over 300, 319 to be exact, and just under 50 ABs. And tonight in his first start at first base, again, following the Triston Casas injury, he showed out. He went 3 of 4 with 3 hits. He was very, very good in this game, going into these at-bats with good quality, really, ideas and structure, in the sense that he knew what he was going up there to look for. He knew to go up there and take some pitches and not be aggressive on the first pitch and really work the at-bats, and it resulted in a good outcome from Romy Gonzalez. Is he going to be the answer for the remainder of the season? For the time being, it seems like that is going to be the answer for the Boston Red Sox. And I wouldn't panic. I wouldn't panic, at least just yet. I would put some faith in Romy Gonzalez and Alex Cora and the rest of this Boston Red Sox organization, as it seems like they obviously aren't going to panic just yet. This is a significant hit to the Red Sox organization, without a doubt. That goes without even saying. Despite the lack of offensive production and statistical production from Casas in the year, Casas is still an intimidating bat when at the plate, regardless of really the overall production. So leave it to Romy, leave it to Alex Cora to really figure out how they are going to move around this versatile team to really work going forward without Triston Casas being available. That'll be it for this episode of Red Sox Digest. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know down below what you guys think about the current Red Sox scenario and whether or not you would have bet on Triston Casas this past offseason after the start to his career. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one.